Melyssa Ford is back again. And this time she's again talking about how she doesn't need anyone in a relationship and she's so happy and she doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. All while she's showing us that she's not happy at all and trying very hard to prove everything to everybody.
Got him!
I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies.
Melyssa Ford and others in her age group are like the gift that keeps on giving. Every 3 to 5 business days, you're going to see one of these post-war women pop up talking about how happy they are and how they don't need no man and how everything is so great. It's a damn sham. At the end of the day, unfortunately, a lot of us just don't know how to come out and say that we failed. You are a dating and relationship failure. And that is why you're out here manless at 50 and you look like that. When you look like Melyssa Ford and you don't have no man, it's you. Melyssa Ford is very much in shape, very attractive lady, until she opens her mouth and starts speaking.
No! God, please, no! No!
Then it's something else. And men have caught on to it. Men are focusing on their peace now. So your big butt and a smile just don't matter. That's a given. We're not gonna piss on you if you're on fire if you don't have that. You understand? So now that men are starting to look beyond beauty, Melyssa Ford don't know what the hell to do with herself because that's all she really got to offer.
What happened after we press publish? You don't got time to be decentering men, ma'am?
Your wifey material. You should be off the market.
Melyssa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for...
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like.
This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. Misandry, you get rejected. She doesn't want to have anything to do with men. Misogyny, we risk getting killed. I will not go searching for romantic love when my own lived experiences. I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it. Like I don't want it. If you want some advice from a woman who has lived an extraordinarily full life.
I don't think they do, Melyssa, not from you. I'm just saying, like, women have caught on to you. And she's going to tell the lie later on in this interview that, you know, it's a whole bunch of men that just got in their feelings when she started talking about how great her life is and how wonderful, you know, everything is and how she walks out the door and the birds start chirping and the angels start singing. Don't nobody buy that. You understand? Women are looking at Melyssa Ford like she has 3 heads. As you saw in the montage, you had Dee Dee's reactions and Just a Girl Talk. Those are 2 prominent women in the dating and relationship community that are calling her ass out. Because every time Melyssa Ford opens her mouth, feces falls out of it. She just has this habit of this incessant babble about nothing. And that makes it very uninteresting to listen to her. She don't really have nothing to say. And now that men are starting to prioritize things besides big asses and pretty faces, she don't know what the hell to do with herself.
What happened after we press publish?
Well, a lot of my friends hit me and they said, Mel, that was the best interview we've ever seen you do. And I'm like, that is a big statement in 25 years? And they said, well, you just seem to be so much more comfortable with where you are in life, with the woman that you become, and to the point where you were really vulnerable in a way that a lot of us don't even get to see. It's the decentering of men. Women have decentered men and really started to focus and enjoy their lives without feeling like there's a penance for it or you're gonna get the lonely cat lady label. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. Don't threaten me with a good time. I feel like I'm sinking deeper into the bath of, you know, just unapologetic, just appreciation for the life that I'm living and the woman that I'm becoming, and I refuse to let anybody take it from me.
Unfortunately, women who are part of the sisterhood are never going to admit a loss. You know, instead of just admitting, yeah, I'm a lifelong relationship failure, I did some things wrong, I screwed up. No, you know, I'm decentering men. It's women's empowerment. All right, bro. You know, if that's what makes you feel better, I'm just saying. The men had their panties in the bunch, and the women were just, they were rejoicing. They were basking in my empowerment, bro. Listen, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you do you. No one really cares, Melyssa. You aged out of the dating market 15 years ago. If anyone was ever going to take you seriously, what you seem to never want to acknowledge is that you have a past. And your past informs the way that men react to you. You spent your entire career marketing yourself and presenting yourself as a sex symbol. And so men always looked at you as a sex symbol. You understand? They never took you seriously. Let's continue.
I am so content, dare I say happy, that I'm just tickled pink. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies, that it had such a visceral reaction for people. You know, a lot of women seem to resonate with the content. And a lot of men seem to have their panties in a bunch.
Yes. Which is what I really loved, because for me, it was mostly positive.
Yeah.
But this concept of women who have come to a place, the reason why I liked the idea of a royal figure, because it's very clear to understand why a royal person would be reserved about bringing on a partner.
Yeah.
Because immediately it would diminish their power. So traditionally we think for women, when you get a man, he enhances your social status, he enhances your power, it expands you. But for today's day and age, it's not necessarily as true as it once was. This awareness that I bring a lot to the table, I have a lot to offer, I have a very full life, I've worked very hard on myself, and the pool of people who I'm expected to mate with haven't done the same.
Again, she loves to go on these feminist podcasts where nobody's really going to challenge her warped way of thinking.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
They're just going to agree with everything she says and reinforce her nonsensical talking points. Nowhere, anywhere has it been proven that all these women are just so high and mighty and the men are just not measuring up. This is something that women tell themselves to make themselves feel better when they can't catch. She's hit the wall, she's post-wall, she old, and nobody's looking at her like that. That's the long and short of it. But by the time she finishes remixing it with the help of these podcast hosts, this is how it comes out. It's nonsense. People are just checking the fact that you're lying to save face. We see you. We watched you carry yourself like trash throughout your 20s and 30s, and in your mid-40s, you finally slowed down a little bit, and now, everybody's just supposed to treat you like you've been Mother Teresa all this time. It's rumors and conversations everywhere about your past, and it ain't good. I'm gonna just say it like that.
Who's controlling the idea of value? Men have dangled marriage in front of us like a carrot, since that is the thing that they feel like is the ultimate goal for us. And that is the pressure that society has put on us. It is no longer the truth. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppy. At the end of the day, it all comes down to control. That's what it all comes down to, control over finances, control over status. The thing that I found most funny about all of the men that were kind of in an uproar over what I was saying, when they hear the word decenter men, they hear I can no longer control anything that this woman does, because she's not all of the normal things that she would be looking for: a protector, a provider, a ring on her finger. None of those things impress me or impress upon me, or even feel like I need them. I have proven I can take very good care of myself. And my standards are based on what I have been able to provide for myself.
So now she's complaining because men are the one that control what value is considered as far as dating is concerned when you're talking about women. Okay, yeah, that's right. We're going to go after what it is that we value. Since she is no longer that, now she has a problem. Also, she talks about how men dangle the carrot in front of women because they feel like that's what women want. Well, most women still do want marriage. And unfortunately, some women are just never really seriously considered for marriage. Women like Melyssa Ford are seldom considered as serious marriage candidates by most men, just because of the way she carries herself. Always got her titties and ass out, got a list of bodies a mile long. She promotes this radical feminist ideology. Nobody wants that. This woman is man repellent. She looks nice, until she starts talking. And that's the issue. And the dead giveaway is when women start talking about, I have proven I can take care of myself very well. I have my own money. You're an adult. And if that's the reason that you needed men from the beginning, you're admitting in a sense that you've just been in transactional relationships all your life.
I can apply the nurturing love that I would have had for my own child through my friends' children, because my friends are my family. I am part of the rich auntie faction, and I'm very, 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 very content with being there. I love it. I love it. I love my life. I really, really, really do. And I just don't have to justify it to anybody. I don't need to convince anybody at all. If you're not convinced, I don't care. I really don't. And now, just based on everything that is happening in the news cycles right now, all of the things that we're hearing and learning about, just in terms of the violence that patriarchy really is responsible for. And it's not even just, not even a choice to, put romantic love on the back burner. In a lot of women's cases, it's our sense of safety.
Life or death.
It really is life or death,
She looks nice until she starts speaking. And unfortunately, there's no remote to just shut her ass off when you get tired of hearing her talk this dumb, this nonsensical babble that this woman is talking. Ain't no man putting up with this. And that's the real problem. She's going to tell you it's a whole bunch of other stuff, but no man is sitting still listening to this babble. And then predictably, she's taking a shot at marriage, which all the radical feminist birds do because they can't attain it. No one wants to marry them. So now she's taking a shot at marriage. Marriage is all about control. Marriage is not about control at all. And I'm tired of hearing women that have never been married or never been an idea for marriage. I'm tired of hearing them flap their dick suckers about marriage all the time. You don't know anything about marriage, Melyssa Ford. You've never even been an idea for marriage to any sane man. What are we talking about here?
People seem to feel like I need to justify what makes my life meaningful. I have determined what makes my life meaningful. I have my own system of values. I have my own ethics, my own moral code. I'm content every single day. Every single day. I don't want for anything. And I'm not even talking about material things here. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. And they bring me so much joy.
Feminist nut jobs often have this thing where they're just blatantly defiant for the sake of being defiant. Okay, you don't have to justify your right to determine what the meaning in your life is for yourself. Okay, who said that wasn't something that you could do? What are you talking about? Then she goes on further into talking about how she has her own code of ethics and her own morals and her own identity and all this. Okay, who's saying that you couldn't have those things? Women have been able to determine their own identity for decades now. What are you talking about? But in her desperation to win gold in the oppression Olympics, she has to determine some boogeyman that is oppressing her. And so here we are. Melyssa Ford has no idea what she's talking about. She's just babbling. And my fear is that other young ladies who find her attractive and who find her success attractive will start listening to her bird babble and emulating her behavior. And Melyssa's behavior is not that of any adult that I've ever met in life. You understand? And she's just talking a bunch of nonsense. And anybody that has to go out of their way to tell you that they're happy this many times, I counted at least 20 times in this video where she told us how happy she was. That's an indicator that this person is miserable and probably needs psychiatric help. People don't run around talking about I'm happy all the time like that. It's just not normal. And when it gets like that, it feels like the person is trying to convince themselves. The nail in the coffin is when somebody asks you about your relationship status and you start talking about how you get unconditional love from your puppies. Oh my God. I'm gonna park the Chevy right there, boy, because that one right there took me out. I don't know, that's what I think. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Major Gauge Podcast, we lit. All right? Major Gauge Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe.